everyone, welcome to today's video. I look pretty scary because I have my eyebrows on and nothing else. And the lighting makes it look like dun dun dun. Okay, it's Wednesday. I have the day off, which I don't normally have, but I work Sunday. So I have this day off to kind of make up for it. So I've had my workout, I've got some chores done, and it's time for me to put my face on for the day. And I want to put it on with you guys, and I'm going to start with my Tatcha Silk Canvas. I've really been wearing this every single day, just rubbing it into the skin. It's very silky. I don't put it in the under eye as I don't most primers or no primers. I try to keep all products off of my under eye, just my eye creams and stuff like that go on there because I don't want my concealer to kind of get piled up and cakey. So when I'm starting to put my face on, I don't put on my under eye for a very good reason. I'm going to use my Osmosis foundation, my new holy grail, and I'm going to put one pump on my hand and dot it out all over my face. It makes it easier to blend, and I found I was using more product by just kind of swiping. I was using more than one pump. So I kind of saw this method and I thought, let me give it a shot. And it really does help my application of my foundation. And I seem to use less product, which is always a bonus because, let's face it, no kind of foundation that's worth, well, okay, I can't really say that, but let's put it this way. The foundations that I buy, because I don't want to say there's no drugstore foundation that is not good, because I know that's not true. The foundations that I buy are pretty, come with a hefty price tag. And this Good For You foundation is it is not cheap. So using less product is always a bonus. Osmosis, whenever I can use products that are actually great for my skin and don't have chemicals, honestly, I didn't think this stuff would work as good because I've tried other organic products like I've told you guys, and they just kind of slide around because guess what? There's no chemicals to smack them onto your face. But this Osmosis from PremierLook.com is the exception to the rule. And this concealer, the Osmosis concealer with the double-ended, I cannot rave enough about it. Put this on, especially in the wrinkles. Get it all moisturized because remember, we don't sweat under our eyes. We don't produce oil under our eyes. Nothing's basically going on under there. So, we want to make sure that we've got this great, moisture going on, moisture stick. It is amazing. I can't tell you guys how great this concealer, especially under my eyes, have been wearing. It has been, I get home after my long days and I'm just like, my under eye just looks amazing. Even if I touched my face too many times that I did not realize, my under eye, I don't touch, which is nice. Wish I could never go like this again or like this again, you know. That would be nice. But I seem to touch my face, not really consciously realizing it. Which, you know, is a bummer because it cracks your foundation. The oils from your hand is moving it, and eventually it will break down. But like I said, I do my best not to touch that foundation. Today, I did not use my beauty blender. I'm just using my finger and my very small foundation detail brush to, you know, marry on my concealer. There's all different ways that you can choose to put on your products. I recommend good brushes and beauty blenders, your hands. You could just apply everything with a brush. You could just apply everything with your beauty sponge. Now, I didn't wet this one because I didn't plan on using it today. I wash mine with soap, organic soap, plant soap every day after I'm done using them, and then I let them thoroughly dry so I can get as long as life out of them as possible. They're a great thing. I love them, especially under the eye, especially on mature skin. So I'm going to use my Lila Bee spray. Still totally addicted to this stuff. It's good for you. Good ingredients. Don't need a lot. Hold your breath when you put it on. And just let it dry. Now I need to conceal in my eyes. So my makeup. So my eyeshadow doesn't crack. And I want it to hold steady. So I'm putting on my NARS concealer. This is light 1. And I was going to say, remember, this is light 1. So I sounded like I think I was swallowing a piece of bread or something. This, you can make any corrections you make, like mistakes. You know, you can correct any mistakes that you make with your eyebrows with your concealer brush. And again, move your product around right into the eyebrow because you're not really disturbing. You're just kind of making everything blend together, look more natural. These guys are great tools in the beauty biz. So now I'm just going to tap on a little bit of powder onto my eyelids so that my eyeshadow will move around really easy. You can also do the same technique with just a creamy matte eyeshadow. Just very light. Like this is the Lancome Color Design little eyeshadow palette. You see this one right here. If you don't want to put powder on your eyes, you tap right on into this creamy. You see, tapped it off. It's got a lot of kickback. Just smooth it over the eye. It's better to get the excess off your brush than to put it on your eye and it goes like all over the place. That's like the last thing you want to have happen. So if you don't want to put a small amount of powder on your face, then use a very light matte shadow and move it all over the eye because it is kind of your starting point where your eyeshadows can blend together in this nice community. per se, on your eyes. So now we're going to powder, seal up the rest of our makeup on our face because we don't want it moving around. We don't want it sliding off. I'm going to use my Hourglass Luminous Light. Does it seem strange that I'm using a powder that's got a little shimmer to it? Don't be afraid of it. It is such a subtle powder that is so finely milled that it, as you can see, I'm not a shiny mess. Like, I don't have glitter all over my face. I'm not like zoom zoom. It's just a very hint of a glow, of a healthy skin glow. I want to put a little bit of powder under my under eye. Make sure the creasing, there's no creasing, you just tap on. Then just lightly powder. Light hand, ladies, with these under eyes, these mature under eyes. Excuse me, took a whiff of powder. The more we powder, I believe at this age, the more it wants to settle in. And the more it kind of looks like it has layers built up on your face. You want your skin to look like your skin, just better. So that is the goal. Cover up our unevenness, our redness, you know, our wrinkles, our rough patches, anything that you have going on. We want our foundation and our makeup to be our skin, but better. I love that saying. So I'm really still addicted to using this really big fluffy. This is 535. And I'm going to use my Jaclyn Hill palette. This is a great palette. Great buy for the money. Great buy. $35 for all these shades. Still growing strong. I'm going to put on a transition color. That the shadows the base to the eyeshadow. It really doesn't kind of matter what your base is. So don't be worried if you want to do a plum look and you're reaching in for transition shades and they're brown. That's okay, because basically you're warming up the eye. You're giving the plums somewhere to grip onto, to move to. This is just going to be, these transition shades are more like a black background to whatever look you're going for. And that's just the way of it. It's just giving you a start. You can also use creams. I love using just a cream shadow, like a creamy color, to just get the base of my eye rolling along. And in the morning, like I said, when it's 6 o'clock, 6:10, these big fluffy guy has been getting my makeup done on a quick pace, which, I ain't gonna lie, is nice. Helps my blending time, cut down on my blending time. I'm transitioning to darker base color. And remember, anything that you put on the eye for eyeshadow, and if it gets too heavy, if it gets like a spot that's not the same color, you feel like you're getting in trouble, per se, with your look, with the color you're using, remember, blending, sitting here doing this back and forth is what'll get you out of trouble. I've heard some people say, now I don't do it, but I've heard some people say they blend until their hands hurt. Me, you know, I don't have that kind of time to blend until my hands hurt, But if I got in trouble with a shadow, and that's what it took because I don't want to wash it off and start over, I might do it. I might blend until my hand hurts. Remember, don't shove it into your eyeball. And also, I wanted to point out, where you hold the brush makes it either harder or easier to blend. So, the farther out on the barrel that you hold the brush makes you want to glide easier and not push into the eyeball. The more you choke up, the more your hand's going to cramp up. So, be cognitive of where you're using your brushes. Like, where on the barrel of the brush are you using it? You know, I wasn't paying attention to that, and I did get a hand cramp or two, but it wasn't because of over blending. It was because I was way down here like this, and I was being like, very precise, scientific. Just think of it as your face is your palette, and you're creating art. So be light-handed. Move back on the brush. So I've got a great base down. I love it. And I'm going to see about some highlight colors. Her top two are her highlight, inner corner highlight. These two shadows, they're amazing. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they highlight like I can't even, it's unreal. Look at the payoff. The color payoff is absolutely amazing. And what I like to do is get my highlight on, and I'm not super neat about it, guys. I mean, I'm not being super precise. I'm just slapping it on there because I always go back and I always go back with my big fluffy and blend my highlight color, my brow bone highlight, into my shadows, the rest of my shadows. Now, the point about inner highlight, you can see the complete difference now that I'm always talking about in my makeup tutorials, is that now that I have put a highlight on, it totally opened the space up. It's a dramatic difference between not using an inner corner highlight and using an inner corner highlight. Don't be afraid to slap it in there, ladies. And if you're not comfortable with it, you think, then remember, try to tap some on before you get in the shower, before you go to bed, and just look at yourself. See what you think. And you might come to a conclusion, hey, okay, I see what she's saying. We're creating space that I don't necessarily have. I don't have much space. A lot of people are more blessed in the eye department than me. That's okay. I'm going to bring my what was up down and around. I'm tapping into the exact same colors, and I'm using my pencil brush, E36. And as I get to darker and darker shades, I keep them more to the outside of the eye. I'm not dragging it all the way across. I'm staying on the outer half of the eyeball, because I want to keep the illusion that my eyes are super round and they're super big. And that's how you do it. You hug your darker shades around the edge of the eyeball So, and then you get that inner, and it's like, hello, you actually have this round, bigger eyeball than you started out with. So let's do some bronzing with one of those new Hourglass bronzers I got. Which one did I pull out of the stack today? So I've got Diffused Bronze Light. It's kind of got this creamy background. I've been using both of them. Hourglass, Hourglass. I mean, can we just give it up for Hourglass? Ugh. Swirl your brush. Remember, frame your frame. Keep the outer edge of your frame darker. Give yourself some cheekbones, which I don't really have per se. I mean, all this weight loss, I have a lot more cheekbones than I used to. But, you know, I think a lot of it's my age too. I would love to get rid of whatever this is. I don't particularly care for it. But, you know, I'm working with it. We work with what we got. Look at the cast that this stuff gives. I cannot speak highly enough for this brand. Oh my God. This is ride or die in the bronzing department. So is the other one. And the other one, if you don't remember, let me grab it. The other one is Bronze Light. This is the one with the more peachier kind of cream background. And the Diffused Light, the one that I just used, has the more creamier background. And I just can't even with this Hourglass powders. I mean, it's just stunning. So, I'm still into the creamy eye. I mean, matte. I'm still into the matte middle and shimmery eyelid. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks now. I don't even know. But I cannot get enough of it. It complements my small eyes. So that's a matte crease and a shimmery eyelid. I kind of fake out the eyelid and move it up higher since I don't have much of an eyelid. And I always put down some glitter glue. It's not super tacky. It's tacky, but it's not, you know, it's not like you put it on and you go, ooh, I have glue on my eye. It's very easy to work with. It just requires a tiny, tiny little bit. Helps some shimmer shades kind of just stay in place. And if you want to use one that has a little chunk to it, then it'll hang on to the chunks. And I always use my finger when I'm tapping into these shimmer shades because of the payout. Whatever the oils of your skin mixing into these eyeshadows, the payout is always so great when you're using your finger. You have a lot of control, and it is worth, you know, the mess per se. The shadows perform really, really well with fingers. And all I do is I'm moving above my actual eyelid because my actual eyelid is so small. So there's nothing wrong in creating, you can see where my tiny eyelid ends. So I'm above that on all levels. Then I also still, once I tap on the shimmer shades, whatever one I'm going for, I still go back in with my very lightest color, and I just blend out any harsh edges that I may have created with tapping on with my finger. That way the transition from shimmer into matte is seamless. And you can see by just me, blending in my highlight, my brow bone highlight, now everything is moving. It's just like a seamless transition from one to the other to the other. So there's no harsh lines like you saw when I first applied my brow bone highlight. So you don't always have to be spot on perfect. These fluffy brushes will save you over and over. So let's see, what blush? I've still been stuck on the Osmosis Peony just because such a beautiful spring color, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this one, but I also have similar shades in my Tarte blush thing, and I also have these Hourglass blushes. I only have 2, but I'm absolutely adore them. Of course, they're Hourglass. I mean, hey. So, I'm going to pick this one, Incandescent Electra. This is the peach, kind of the peach background, and this other one I have is the more burgundy type background, Euphoric Fusion. Well, since I've got on the kind of colors I got on, I think the peach choice will look great up against it. Just kind of rubbing off my foundation brush, my blush brush. Now, still tried and true E4. Remember, apples and move back into your bronzer. Love peach blushes. If you have similar coloring to me, meaning very pale, peach, I've seen peach look great on blondes, brunettes, people with black hair, different skin tones. Peach blush, in my opinion, is amazing. And of course, these Hourglass blushes have just a tiny, tiny bit of glow to them. Just a tiny bit of shimmer. I don't know. Can you see that in this harsh lighting? Let me see. It's hard to see in the harsh lighting. I got the lights up like kajing. I can see it. So, I want to put on some mascara. And I am going to go with, I've got a lot of samples of stuff that I get for free when I, make an order, which is nice when you're spending money and you get a nice sample of, whatever, mascara, a little blush, or something, that you might want to try later. And it's nice to see how they perform and see how you like it. I'm going to use this little sample. This is Tarte Mascara, Lights, Camera, Action. I've heard it has great reviews. It's not something I normally use. Great applicator. I like the long, thin barrels on the mascara wands. I just find with small eyes and lashes, these long, slender barrels are easier to navigate for me. And then the short, stubby ones get a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to throw on a very, very light coat because I want to put on some under eye waterline highlight. Show that to you guys. It's been a hot minute since I've done that on my channel. I just want to remind you guys, when you're trying to get out the look of redness, say you have allergies, say you are out late, there could be a million scenarios. you could just have a lot of redness down in here, which makes the makeup, when you're putting on your eyeshadow, if your waterline is kind of red and looking irritated, it doesn't have the best effect for your makeup. So buy yourself like these cream colored base pencils. I have both of mine are from Anastasia. This is the Pro Pencil. Eyeshadow primer, you can use this primer. I did that on my video. I use it in my waterline. It does not irritate. This also is a color corrector. Say you have like dark veins in your eyes. Before you put on your eyeshadow, correct them with this pencil. So I just tug on my eye a little, not a lot, and roll this around in my waterline. And you see how it instantly, look at the difference between this eye with some color correcting and this eye. You see how this eye, it has almost helped the shape of my eye appear more large and round. That's because I canceled out the color issues. So pull down, drag along your waterline. This is a great tip. I love doing this. I just really think it completes any look, makes it just that kick above what it looked before. Do you have to do that? No, you certainly do not have to. Like today, I'm not putting on liner, which, you know, I mostly wear a liner every single day because it gives your eyelashes kind of like a base to come out of. But today, I think with this very gorgeous Lancome shimmer that I have on my eyelids, I really think it's looking very nice without it. All my, you know, grandfather clocks, cuckoo clocks are always going off on my videos when I'm filming downstairs. It's so funny. But, you know, that's my house. I don't want to change it when I'm filming because the clocks are a part of my life journey. That clock was from my grandfather. He was a brilliant guy, just the bomb. And I have great childhood memories with this clock that you hear in the background. Just, God, I just had so much fun winding it. I know it sounds weird, but I had a lot of fun with that daggone clock and him. He was so proud of that grandfather clock, and I don't blame him. It's a cool one. And I got my cuckoo in Germany, and it is a great clock. It has people on there with beer signs. I mean, not like huge ones, just very cute, very small. Nothing overpowering. It's German, Black Forest wood. Yeah, it's noisy, but I absolutely love it. So that's some tea on the clocks that you always hear in the background. So, you know, me and my lip situation. I never pull out my lips. I don't know what that is, and I apologize. But I decided to do a dedicated lip video and pull out my lip bag. So tomorrow I will be filming a dedicated lip video to address my non-lip issues. And when I'm done with my makeup, I've been sealing the deal again with my Lila B. Woo! It's amazing. When I spray, I always get a puff and dab because I don't like the little droplets that might dry weird when I'm all done with my makeup. I think this look turned out so pretty. I hope you guys like it. I think it looks fierce. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, thumbs up, hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next one.